your condition. I will take you out from under that, meaning that you shouldn't be exposed to all the impurity of Egypt. That's votzesi eschem. That's sivlos. Avod is avod, work. I will save you from the work. Because otherwise, what's sivlos, unless it's a different degree. And what's the Goalti Eschem? Is on the two Shvatim Gedolim. The Goalti Eschem. Redeemed, that means the total extrication. What the Medrash says for 10 months they didn't work. From the time the Makos began, the bondage was not in effect, but they still were in Egypt. And they still were affected by the environment. The Gula, that was when they were extricated, were taken out, they were not only weren't they affected anymore by the negative influence, but they were purged. It was a spiritual purging. The Gula wasn't only a physical Gula, it was a spiritual Gula. But let's see Rashi. I'm faithful due to my Shua. I will take you out. And when Rashi recites Chazal, is the only because that's the end of the pasuk, or if it says it's really it happens to be b'chush gadol. That's what I'm saying. Rashi's quoting the pasuk. Exactly. Is that Hotzesi Eschem? Hotzesi Eschem. That's that. No. It's more than no. Yeah. Is it just a fact? No, it's more than a condition. It's more than a condition. It's not considered. You take it out unless you come out with the wealth. You know, how do you understand it? So I was thinking. It says, Klaus became wealthy. If there were 3 junctures, we became wealthy. Howard, you listening?
Yeah.
What was the first? The first was the blood. When the water turned blood, the Jews sold the water. Of course, if they paid for it, it remained water. If not, it would revert back to being blood.
Mm-hmm.
So they became wealthy. The second was the klezov, the gold and silver vessels they borrowed. And the third, which the ultimate level, was Biza Sayam. That when the ocean spit out the Egyptians with the chariots, the wealth of the ocean, of the sea, was greater than the wealth that they took out of Egypt. Now, what was the value of the 3? I mean, why do they need 3 junctures to become wealthy? First, they sold the water for very significant amounts of money. It says they become wealthy. It's not they were able to sustain themselves. It says they became wealthy. And and then, so what I explained was, and I think it has to do with this, when we became slaves, there was tremendous damage to us. Here we were free men, became slaves. So to be able to value yourself as something other than a chattel, what do you need? It's a process. Mm-hmm. The first thing is we were at the mercy of the Egyptians. We ate, we lived based on what they dictated. We were slaves. So first Hashem gives us wealth. The Egyptian had no choice but to give us the money. Why? You want water? Water is life, you have to pay for it. You don't pay for it, the water you take from us reverts immediately back to blood. So that gives us understanding that what? That we, not that we're valued. We're not valued by the Egyptians. But at least we assume a level of independence. After we assume a level of independence, it says, when we borrowed the vessels, it says Hashem gave the charm of the people in the eyes of the Egyptians. The Egyptian felt privileged lending his gold and silver to the Jew. So I asked him, look, nine of the Makos already took place. You know, you put a gun to somebody's thumb and say, it's your money or your life. You give your money. So what does Hashem have to give Chein? Whatever we ask for, they're going to give anyway. Mm-hmm. What do we need? The Chein. The Chein is to give us the value. That we should understand what our value is. That was the next step. And the Bizaziyam that was for the Mishkan. That was for the Mishkan. That was unrelated to themselves on a personal level. So I'm saying, when I take you out of Egypt, it's not just you leaving. The going out with the wealth, that's part of the restoration of us. We have to be restored. We were destroyed through the what? Through the sheep. Not only physically destroyed, emotionally, mentally, our whole image of who we were destroyed. So the Hotzesi Eschem, it's coupled, not only going out, that you're going to borrow the chleizov, kesef, and the Egyptian, when he gives it to you, he's going to feel privileged that he's giving it to you. Okay, let's see the moral. The sivlos, you mean?
The sivlos, right? So that would be a precondition. Any kosher, that you have to break that word and say you have to break that.
He has a whole lengthy discussion that if a Jew lives in a way where you cannot tolerate the values, the morals of society, that you're zocheh to a gula. So they always went to war because they were so sure they're coming back with victory. That shows. No. This is the chariots. Why do the chariots have to be bedecked with gold, with diamonds and gold? Why? For what reason? That's what he's asking. Okay.